Good morning everyone. Have you ever found a random key in your house with absolutely no idea what it could open, so spend the next 3 hours trying every door, lock and safe box, only to find that the key came with the house and the lock has long since been changed? Well, imagine that, only your house is the entire world and there are deadly monsters trying to eat you. On that note, let's take a look at the Biome Keys from Terraria. The Biome Keys are a set of 6 distinctly unique keys, heralding from and in the same theme as 6 of the major environments that make up Terraria. These include the jungle, tundra, desert, corruption, crimson and hallowed, and are capable of unlocking their respective biome-themed chests located within the dungeon, which themselves contain a unique and often powerful weapon. Amongst the rarest of all items within Terraria, a Biome Key has an extremely low chance to be obtained from an opponent when they are slain. However, it is possible for literally any foe to possess a key associated with the environment they occupy, meaning that the albeit small chance of a key being found is multiplied by the amount of enemies that are dispatched, although the chances still average out, at indicating that only approximately 1 in 2,500 creatures actually possess a key of any type. If a key is by some chance found, then its holder would need to travel to the underground dungeon and attempt to locate the corresponding chest in order to use it. If these steps are completed successfully, then each biome chest will contain its own unique and arguably powerful weapon. The biome chests contain appropriately themed items including the piranha gun within the jungle chest, the staff of the frost hydra within the ice chest, and the desert tiger staff being found in the desert chest. The chests associated with light and night also contain their own unique equipment, with the corruption chest holding the scourge of the corruptor, the crimson chest granting the vampire knives, and the hallowed chest containing the rainbow gun. While we don't have sufficient time in this lecture, we have begun to cover these weapons in detail in their own individual lectures. Interestingly enough, it used to be that rather than holding the keys themselves, the creatures of Terraria used to instead intermittently carry the molds for the environment's respective keys. Along with these molds, several souls of fright, might and sight would need to be used in conjunction with a lizard temple key. This means that not only would Plantera need to have been defeated in order to even craft a biome key, due to it being the guardian of the temple key, but it may very well be that the very creation of the keys and chests within the dungeon have some connection to the lizards. Furthermore, even though the keys are no longer required to be crafted, they are still incapable of being used until Plantera has been defeated, with there being some sort of curse at work, further implicating the biome chest's ties with the jungle and its occupants. It could be speculated that the items contained within the jungle, ice and desert chests were uncovered, or in the case of the piranha gun, created by the lizards themselves during their time of civil war, in an effort to sway the tide of their conflict. Even though they're not as powerful as many modern weapons, it could have been that they were the most powerful weapons of their time, deemed too powerful by the era's dryad, and thus were confiscated when she imprisoned the remnants of the lizards in the jungle temple. It may have been that she went on to use her elemental power to create the chests to contain these weapons, using the same template as the temple key for their locks. Later incarnations of the dryad may have done the same with powerful weapons she captured from the corruption, crimson and hollow as those biomes began to spread, deciding to hide the chests deep within Nyarlathotep's dungeon once the corrupt god had departed from the world, hoping that no one would ever find them. She may have then discarded the molds to avoid them being used, where they were then found by random creatures who simply carried them around with them. As for why these creatures no longer possess the molds and instead hold the keys themselves, it might be that the original keys experience the same fate as their molds, or perhaps some unknown party has captured the molds and is attempting to replicate the keys to access the forbidden weapons. It could be that it's even the lizards themselves, the lunar cultists who escaped the temple after the champion opened it, seeking to reclaim what was once theirs. This is all mere speculation, however, and for the moment the true origin and current nature of these keys remains a mystery. Despite their potential strength at an earlier stage, given that the contents of the biome chests cannot be accessed until after Plantera has been defeated, it is likely weapons of greater power may have already been obtained, making the quest to obtain the keys and open said chests relatively futile. Then again, the variability of the chests items and their potential use in different circumstances does complicate the rating process somewhat. Given the aforementioned points though, and in spite of their considerable rarity, the biome keys have been assigned an artifact rating of significant. So let me just get this straight. To get your mitts on a few mid-tier pieces of equipment, you need to kill upwards of 15,000 living creatures. You'd think that if you were able to achieve that, then you wouldn't need any more weaponry. Then again, I guess some people would just use that as an excuse to murder a whole lot of things. Well, on that pleasant thought, please remember to subscribe for more course content and become a patron to support the lecture series, as well as suggest your own topics. Now, have a lovely day, and whatever you do, try not to commit genocide just so you can get a staff that fires tigers.